Out there today, huh, John?
It's nice, beautiful day, offshore breeze going.
Nice to finally get a full day at the farm and getting the guys acclimated to that.
Yeah, it was good to get out in the heat and just get used to it and run around a little bit and get outside.
Let's talk about where you are right now, how you feel about the number one line, number two guys taking shape.
I feel good. I feel the ones are playing. To me, they're playing and they're coming together as a group. I think a lot of the twos are really picking a lot of things up, and which is good. To me, to have 10 guys and even 11 guys to play, to me, that are starting to understand that, have a great concept of the offense, have a great concept of what's expected of them everywhere. So I think it's somewhat, feel good right now about it, but we got a long way of camp to go.
Dan even tossed out the idea of a rotation, which is something I know you've worked for years and haven't really been able to get going, but do you see the opportunity this year?
We'll see. To me, I guess we're whatever we are, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in camp, and it's 22 days left until we got to play a game. So to me, it's a long way between now and then, but we'll see day by day.
It's a good battle in spring with Charles and Damian. Is that something you see still playing out?
Absolutely. Every day to me, if they don't compete every day, then we're not getting any better. To me, that's I don't care if it's Gabe with Ben Beckwith, with Archie, with Justin. To me, you got to compete every day. Don't sit back. The minute we sit back is the minute we get taken advantage of. To me, and that's why every day they got to compete to try to push the guy in front of them, and it's going to make the guy in front of him better. It's going to make yourself better.
I know Damian's been a little banged up. How's he doing right now?
Good. Still working through, but we'll see. To me, a lot of it's the first day outside and the first day, really the second day in pads.
Yeah.
To see what we got. To me, a lot of things are good when they're running around with helmets on, and the underwear status of things. To me, everyone looks really athletic.
Yeah.
To me, now you put it all together. That's where a lot of things, the physical part, not just the mental part, comes together. So, again, we'll keep going and we'll keep seeing.
With all this experience, and Damian told me back in the spring, he feels like the guys don't feel as much pressure to perform this year because they've just been there longer, they've been together longer, and feel like that they have a better grasp of things.
Better feel pressure to perform. To me, they've got to have a higher expectation, a higher level to perform.
Right.
Because to me, I guess it's an expectation level. I don't really care what anybody thinks or says. To me, it's first of all, they got to compete within themselves to get better. And then as a unit, we don't do things individually one at a time. It's got to be 5 together, and 5 got to work together.
Yeah.
So I think every day we got to get better.
Dan made an interesting comment last week about having Tobias in the bullpen ready to go. How are you operating into that scenario? You are basically operating in the scenario he's not playing, and I have to concentrate on who's on the field.
I actually look at him every day. He's sitting next to me every day. Yeah, it's good for him. I think the great thing sometimes about that is he gets to learn more than just what everyone else does. You know what I mean? So he's learning a lot more about the schematics of things than he is necessarily the just playing and doing all that stuff. There's a mindset of go that to me end up being like he's learning a lot more about the defense, about why we do things that you wish you could teach kids that really NFL guys get to do. He's learned a lot more about the game than just blocking that guy or blocking this guy.
When we finished spring, you said you felt good about 3 tackles, that position, once Damian's healthy. Are you still looking at that 4th and 5th guy?
Always. To me, again, it's competition. I told all of them from Archie's played a little bit of tackle, a little bit of guard, a little bit of center, and Cole Carter's, again, he's not redshirting. It's his responsibility to play. To compete to play. And to me, again, he's done some good things so far in terms of fundamentally that it's always great. Justin Senior, I think, is getting better. So there's a possibility. There really is 4 or 5 guys to play now. Who's going to play? We still got to find out to the end of camp.
Is that why you did a lot of mixing and matching last week with playing a lot of different guys?
Yeah, last week we did a bunch of split practices, so
right.
You saw guys, just to me, a lot was 1s and 4s or 1s and 3s, 1s and freshmen. Just, again, for young guys to watch the old guys how to practice. Not necessarily that, but just here's how you have to practice. Here's how you run drill. Here's how you do things. Watch. The other guys in the middle have been here, so they should know how it's going on. Those guys that have been here 2 days, they're back here, whether it's Columbus High School, whether it's Simmons High School, whether it's Jackson Academy. They're still thinking how they were the big dog. Now they're the little dog that's better start keeping up with the big dogs.
When you talk about working as a unit, a 5 as 1, how much does that experience play into that aspect where, they have played as one before?
A lot. That's a lot because whether it's communication, whether it's just how a guy's fitting the block, how, limitations a guy might have or something that you got to compensate for, and just, when you get to think, it's, to me, being married to my wife, I kind of know how she thinks. So it's me, when I know she can do something, I know when to back off, I know when to, push an issue. And I think it's the same thing with anything. Anytime you got to do something as a collective unit, that's a big thing to know how that person is going to react to certain things, how they're going to communicate, how they're going to do a lot of things.
Is there any way to kind of fast forward that, or is it just the experience of working with each other?
Wish, it's just repetition. Every day is repetition. Every rep we can get, it counts, and everything we do, from meetings to practice to walkthroughs to anything we can do that's going to get them to keep communicating, keep doing things, it's muscle memory.
We've heard a lot from your guys about, chemistry and on and off the field, going to eat together, all that stuff. Do you put a lot of stock into that? Yeah, having your guys do a lot
Absolutely,
of things
because
off the field?
everyone's from a different walk of life. So to me, as we went this summer and played golf, there were some terrible, terrible golfers. Terrible. Terrible. A couple guys are better than I thought. But it's just, to me, a lot of it is to let down egos. Let down egos. If you got to be able to get, whether it's Gabe, some freshman looks at Gabe and thinks, he's got all these things on him. To watch him try to hit golf balls is probably one of the funniest things you'll see in your life. But it breaks his ego down to where he can be laughed at. And not just, it's part of the camaraderie, it's part of everyone as a team, as a unit. You got to be able to, there's clips I put up there, so the freshmen understand they're going to get knocked on their butt. It's not just them. It's going to happen to older guys, younger guys. So I think to be able to be laughed at, to be able to freshmen laugh at a senior laugh at a freshman, that's huge.
You mentioned the walks of life, and every guy will develop his own persona, and it seems like Dylan Day has really developed a certain persona, like the tatted up
He's
Viking.
always been there. He's had that back to high school now, but it's good because you need different personalities. Because again, I think from where you look at Dylan and Gabe, where Gabe's from, where Dylan's from, two different sets of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably less than 100 miles away, but two different sets. And again, you see them now. They're probably as freshmen they weren't together. Now they are, because to me they ultimately have a common goal, and I think it's all my guys have a common goal. The whole team have a common goal to be personally successful and as a unit be successful. Yeah. And once we see that, and that's the camaraderie, that's everything we do to be successful as a group, as an individual. That's all you got to work for.
How have you seen the personality of Tyler over time change and affect your guys?
Same way. Same way. I think it's the same thing. Again, we got to, one outside of my 5, then it's got to be 11. I mean, we got to understand that. Receiver makes a catch. We did a good job, but also he did a good job. He did a little more than he had to. Tyler makes a great throw. Tyler makes a great check. Whatever it might be, it's a group. We got to trust he's getting us the right play. He's got to trust we're going to do what we have to do. And trust is a huge deal.
If you had to pick a worst golfer in the bunch.
Probably me.
What about least worst?
I'd say, Blame is pretty good. Blame is pretty good. Not all of them are great swimmers. I'll tell you that much. So they go down pretty quick.
Just practice, and during the off season, we not have practice, go out there as an offensive line unit and just work on different footwork together and go through plays together on our own. While the coaches and stuff not out there.
It's kind of easy to see, wide receivers and quarterbacks, working together in the offseason. But how would an alignment work together in the offseason, especially offensive? What are you guys working on and doing?
We'll work on different different run schemes, outside zone, inside zone, and different pass protection, and just how you're supposed to have your weight on the different things like that.
I have to ask you about your golf game because John mentioned it. He said it's pretty funny to get y'all out there, and it humbles you too.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I played a little bit a long time ago, and so I was real rusty. I had to learn all over again, man. It was pretty bad for me, but I enjoyed doing it once I got the hang of it a little bit.
How do those kind of things kind of help that bond between the players?
I was just learning how to enjoy life together. Just doing different things together and laughing at each other, make mistakes on, just playing around and just, getting comfortable and used to each other.
You play golf. Do y'all go to movies as well?
Oh yeah, we
so
go to the movies.
What do offensive linemen like to go see? Conjuring, the horror movie, or what do y'all like to go see?
Well, me and Dylan went to go see that, The Conjuring, and other time we usually pick on a Sunday to go Saturday night. Go to the movie and watch something, go get a dinner, and then go to the movies.
Let me follow up on that. So you're a big, tough offensive lineman. Did it scare you?
You said what now?
Did The Conjuring scare you?
Yeah, it got me for a second. It'll get the best of us.
Who was most afraid, you or Dylan?
That's a good one. I probably was me.
Who screamed the most?
We didn't scream. We would just nudge out our jump or something, but we didn't know how to scream.
Did you feel like you needed to take Chris Jones with you to protect you if you go something?
Yeah, he's big enough.
We've heard Tyler will hang out and go out, with the offensive linemen and go eat. Is that more or less true, or?
It's true. We'll pick a certain day, especially during the season. We every Thursday we'll go and have dinner together at Uman's, and sometimes go to a movie. Just it all depends. We all try to get together and do different things.
I asked Blaine this. I ask you. Can you describe the new defensive style under Jeff Collins? And how difficult it is.
It's just you gotta have good eyes as offensive lineman, and watch. We're just supposed to be watching the different IDs and because people constantly moving around, so you just got to be aware of what's going on and what play it is.
You think it's gonna be-
John was talking about you and Dylan just coming from different kind of backgrounds. You know, he looks like a, I don't know, tatted up Viking or something. But the common goal kind of brings it all together. You find a lot of things in common, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of things we have in common. Like we like pretty much the same things, the same music, some stuff he didn't know I like that I actually do like, and we just got a real tight knit bond.
How has the relationship kind of grown? I mean, maybe from day one until now.
A lot. I mean, it started from my redshirt freshman year, and his true freshman year. And one day he was, around this time, going to the farm, he was like having it kind of hard and talking whatever. And since then, we just been like pretty close.
Weird question, babe, but you've been here a while now, but what happens at halftime? I think fans have no clue as to what goes on, but is it more about, what's it more about?
We'll sit down as the offensive line, have the starters up first, and we sit down and then we'll talk amongst each other and know what's going on and like what they're doing different or what they're doing on the other side, and just see what different things they're doing so we'll know how to adjust to it, in the second half.
I want to follow up on the defense. You've been here, this is your fourth year, right, or fifth year?
Fifth.
How is this defense compared to previous? I mean, how do you think it's going to be a much better defense?
Oh yeah, I believe so.
Why do you think so?
For one, they're more active and they all filling gaps when they're supposed to and everything. So I believe it's gonna be a better defense.
How much of that's act and how much was real?
I'm myself, so I mean, what you see is what you get, and I don't put on front screen. So.
I remember just your picture from your freshman year. You looked a lot more clean cut.
Yeah, I guess I kind of let loose in college, but like in high school, our coach wouldn't let us have long hair, or I mean, no facial hair, so I just ain't really a big deal up here. So.
Curious, how many tattoos have you gotten since you arrived at MSU? Because you got quite a few.
The only one I had before I got up here was my back, so I guess my 2 arms. So.
Justin was talking about how you're just a completely different person on and off the field. You got that mean streak. And I go back to your high school highlight tape, and you're just driving people 10, 20 yards on the field. And then we see you on Vine making these funny vines. We see you on the scooter riding around. How do you become that different person when you get on the field and you just turn into this like machine?
Yeah, I mean, really, I like to enjoy life, so I want to have fun. I want to make people laugh, but on a football field, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a job, and I take it very seriously, and I want to punish people. So I mean, it's just different. I mean, when I'm around my friends, I want them to enjoy me, and then when I'm on the football field, I want my enemy not to.
So how do you prepare? I mean, do you have to do anything different before the game to get into that mood?
No, I mean, I'm so used to it. So I mean, my personalities don't like collide or whatever.
You just flip a switch.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Last year you had, in practice, Josh and Dwayne going against Mosley, and 2 guys that were probably both above, 315, 320. Kind of got guys, Caleb and PJ, a little bit leaner this year, but I mean, what's that been like for you in practicing those guys develop?
It's a good thing to see guys, get better and working their technique and doing what they're supposed to do. So, but I mean, we're still doing our same, routine, same steps. So, I mean, it's a little different with different guys, but I mean, they're doing a great job. So,
Do you enjoy the increased responsibility now because being a veteran center in the SEC?
Sure. I mean, I'm making all the IDs and stuff. You know how it goes. But yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm there to help out other people too. So yeah, I like it.
Now, how close is this line as a group? You've been together a while, and they talk about the off-season stuff, and going to movies, going to eat, playing golf. Apparently, kind of helps bring y'all together.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, we really do a lot of stuff with each other, and that really helps on the field too. When you got the chemistry, you can trust the guy next to you, and you can trust everyone on the line. So I mean, you're not worried about anyone else. You're just worried about yourself, and that comes along with doing stuff, off the field.
How's Tyler developed? I mean, it just seems like he's louder verbally and more of a leader this preseason than he ever has been.
Yeah, I just it's just like anything you do in life. The more times you do it, you get more comfortable at it, and maybe that's it. But yeah, I mean, it's his last go around, and he's a great quarterback. He's just being him. So.
Y'all go out and eat, right? You say you do. You have favorite restaurants, or do y'all kind of alternate?
We just eat whatever we're feeling. Nothing in particular.
That group, playing as a group together as one, but do you still feel like, the third-year center, you're kind of where it starts in a sense, since you're the guy that's making the calls and all that?
I mean, sure, yeah. You know, the only person that I mean, like I make the calls, and then if Tyler needs to override anything, you know, because he has the better look and he can override it. But yeah, you know, I call stuff out, but I mean that's just part of it. And I'm really comfortable at it. So.
I got a question. This was brought up, I guess it's by Dan. He said y'all are more focused because in practice because you're playing Oklahoma State the first game. It's not some gimme kind of team. Can you talk about that? How players are focused and preparing for that kind of game?
Oh, for sure. You know, I mean, not taking anything away from the smaller schools we play, but yeah, Oklahoma State. That's a big time game, and that's our first opponent. So yeah, you have to be focused. I mean, you have to get ready for the game, and you don't want to take any days off. You don't want to lose any opportunities to get better. So.
And it's been a whole lot of time, but have you seen differently about the defense this year to maybe the years past?
I'll just be honest. I haven't really focused much on it.
Yeah.
I'm just doing, our assignments or whatever, and whatever they bring. I mean, we have schemes to block whatever they bring. So I haven't really paid too much attention.
Weird question is a lot of fans want to know what happens at halftime. You know, is it just trying to get your body together and to go back out there, or is it doing stuff on the chalkboard? Is it figuring stuff out?
It's kind of both. I mean, we go in, I always eat a banana and peanut butter jelly sandwich, and so we're doing Gatorade. But yeah, Coach Essie come up to us and we'll adjust with whatever they're doing. We'll adjust off of it, and same with Coach Malone. So.
What's your relationship with Gabe like? He was up here kind of talking about it. Maybe almost the odd couple, maybe not seem like have a lot of similarities, but he said you're really kind of the same person when you get down to it.
Oh yeah, I mean we really do a lot of stuff together. You know, I mean his personality just it connects with mine, and we're just a good friendship.
He said that his initial impression of you was wrong, and he thought you'd be a country boy like rock and roll and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm just whatever.
Coach Turner made a comment the other day that you probably would have taken objection to. He said defensive linemen are the only guys that get hit on every play. You probably have a different perspective on that.
Yeah, I mean, we're hitting them every play. I guess they are getting hit, but yeah, we're hitting them. But, ha ha ha.
Do you like that fact though? I mean,
sure.
You're gonna be bored.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
as far as
I like getting hit every play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it does get tiresome, but I mean, it's just part of it. You get used to it.
But I mean, because you talked in spring about making the conversion, because you came here expecting to be a tackle, maybe a guard, now you're a center, because you're almost in the vulnerable position too, because you've got to get rid of that ball before you hit somebody.
Yeah, tackles have a tough job, guards have a tough job, centers have a tough job. It's just, it's just part of the role. I mean, everyone has a tough job. You just got to do it.
You were talking about the IDs. So take us through. What do you do when you walk up there? What are you looking for?
So basically, each play you kind of have to ID the linebacker that kind of controls the defense, and with that ID, you just kind of it bases the whole defense off of that, and then Tyler it kind of lets everyone know where they're going too. So I mean, that ID we might be doing a double team to the ID, and then this is kind of like that, and then Tyler can just go off of that.
Have y'all ever gotten back to a huddle and said, "I told you so," and between you or Tyler?
In practice, yeah, but in the games, not so much. We just let it slide. Something bad happens or not how you plan to happen. You just gotta blow it off you, and you gotta know to go to the next play.
Can we go back for a second?
Sure.
Go ahead. Wait, what?
You're good.
Okay. Thanks, Dylan.
So how hard was that practice out there playing?
I mean, it was hot, but we got to learn how to fight through adversity. That was an adversity today with the weather being so hot. So we just got to learn how to fight through that.
Yeah. What's kind of been your progress? Haven't played tackle for a while, but a lot of people are like, well, the tackle play needs to improve. So do you see improvement being made?
Yeah, I do see improvement. I mean, we coming in with another year in the system, and you just have a big cohesiveness of the whole offensive line. So everybody's trusting they can do their job. So with the tackles, we out there working. So is on the inside, but.
Yeah.
Coach was in here a couple minutes ago saying you guys need to play as one, not 5 individuals, but as a unit. How do you do that?
Man, we just spend time together, get around each other a lot, build a bond all together as a 5 so we can all go out there and play as one.
You said y'all played golf together too.
Yeah, we did.
He said you were one of the better ones.
My granddad plays amateur golf, so growing up, I go out there with him and swing a couple times. I mean, I used to let go at the golf club, but I got a little bit better. So
We've heard of the offensive linemen go out to eat together, do a lot of things off the field. One, is that true? And two, how important is that?
it's true, and it is very important because you got to have a relationship with those guys that you're gonna be with throughout the whole game. And you just got to have a relationship. And once you build that relationship, you build trust. Once you got trust, I mean, can't nobody stop y'all if you all got trust with each other.
What do you learn from, whether it's golf or the movies or dinner or whatever it is, from each other?
Have fun, man. And whatever we do to have fun. Because if you go out there with a bad attitude, man, it's going to make everything harder for everybody. So us all going out together, we learn how to have fun with each other no matter what we do.
Where are you looking to have some good improvement? What areas of your game this year?
I just say communication on the line. Making my calls quicker and better, and to help everybody else out. Know what's going on defense.
Yeah. Y'all feel pressure to keep the guys off Tyler? I know he took some hits last year.
Yeah, that's a big part of something I want to improve on because I hate seeing the quarterback getting hit like that. So I just want we all got to improve on giving him more time so he don't get more hits.
That's what I mean. So how's life with Tobias actually watching on the sidelines? It's kind of on you now, isn't it?
No, it's still a unit, so we have to still work together and practice together and play together, and we have to kind of gel more together now that Tobias is not there.
Yeah, but how is it just different for you, kind of being the first string guy now at that position in particular?
It's not really that different because last year I was still working to take Tobias' spot. Didn't really happen. But I was still working for it, and there were games where I did start that he had to sit out and rest, and games where I had to play more because he had to sit out and rest. So last year, the way Hevesy said it, I was still half of a starter. So now I just have to get that other half and keep going.
Mullen has said that Tobias is in the bullpen for us if we need him. Has anybody kind of needled him about, hey, you could be out here too, you could be putting on the pads with us?
All summer we've been talking to him about it, like, hey, you coming back? You coming back? Come on. You know you want to. So we've just been messing with him about it.
Do you listen to him when he tries to coach you?
I listen to him. I've been listening to him since day one. He's always been the one that has been helping me along with Gabe, just pushing me along, knows how to get things out of me, and just keeps telling me to go.
What kind of coach is he, you think?
He's a good coach because he knows exactly what we're going through because he did it last year, the year before, and the year before that. So he knows exactly what we're doing, exactly how we feel. So he knows how to get us through.
You say your approach this year is the same as last year, but how are you different as a player now that you've been through the wars?
I know what to expect going into the season, what to expect from my coaches, and what I need to do to get myself better. So it's maybe the same approach, but I still have to be better.
Is there something that you said, obviously, Gabe and Tobias have been telling you stuff. Is there something that kind of keeps coming up with them? Is there one thing that they, that maybe they talk to you about more than other things?
They talk to me about my stance when I pull. Because people pick up pretty much when guards pulling and when we're running counters or trap plays. So they tell me to get more weight forward so that I'm not rocking back. And so teams can't call out when I pull and jump the snap.
You talked about the chemistry as the line, and y'all seem to be a pretty close-knit group, doing stuff off the field and playing golf, we were told, and that sort of thing. And how much has that grown just over this past offseason?
It's grown a lot because when I first got here, I really didn't hang out with much of them. I hung out with them a few times, but I didn't really do it that much. But now we're always together, and we're always playing around, talking. It's not always just about football. Yeah. So it's better to just be able to go out there and play alongside guys that you genuinely like instead of just people that you call your teammates.
The thing about having everybody basically back who played last year, because like I said, you were half a starter there as well, but you're still the young guy in the group.
Yeah, I am the young guy, but age doesn't matter. If you can play, you can play. So just have to go out there and get your job done.
Talk about the competition you see besides you there at the right tackle position now that Damien's trying to get back in the mix.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one to watch because Stillway is trying to stay that right there for his senior year, and Damien's trying to get up there to show what he can do. So they're just going to be pushing each other and making each other better all season long.
How valuable is a guy like a Ben Beckwith who can play just about any position on the interior there?
He's very valuable because if, God forbid, something happens, he can go in at any position. So we don't really have to have that much of a drop off or try to shuffle people around and see who could do what.
I'll ask you the weird question. What fans have no idea, so what happens at halftime? You know, is it more about trying to get your body replenished quickly to go back out there, or is it doing just stuff on the chalkboard?
We're going up at halftime. It's kind of both. They have little snacks in there and Gatorades in there for us to just get our bodies refilled so we go out there and finish the game. And we sit there and talk about what's going on, what the defense is doing that we didn't expect, how we could adjust to it. So we are a better team going out in the second half.
Is there a different vibe or feeling to this offensive line this year? Because like I said, you are all coming back, basically.
It just feels like we are more comfortable with each other. We just spend so much time together, we're just comfortable with each other, so we're not out there having to question whether or not we're going to do something, because we trust each other that much.
Are you more comfortable with Tyler? Because he seems more forceful and more loud this year than he ever has been.
I'm very comfortable with Tyler, because last year sometimes he was quieter, but now he's the general on the field. He calls whatever he needs to call, and if he's wrong, we go with it, and we just want to make it look good. So we just got to trust in him and get the job done.
What kind of guy is Dylan Day for us who don't know him?
He's one weird guy. You could tell by all the tattoos on the arms and the back, but he's funny. When we're in the huddle in the games and in practice, and I just don't feel like doing anything. He's over there, he's just joking, he's making me laugh. I was like, you can do this, we got this, and he just gets me out there to go play.
Yeah, I think a minute ago Gabe was telling us there's some things that he likes that maybe you wouldn't expect, whether it's music or something like that. Is there anything unusual in that regard about Dylan we may not know?
Yes.
Yes.
I would have pegged him when I first got here as either liking rock or country boy. But he listens to the same music the rest of the team listens to. He likes rap, and he's always in there dancing with Gabe and all that stuff, just keeping everything loose and lively in the meeting room.
Coach Adams described him as he's big and he doesn't like school. Is that pretty much the check?
That's pretty much it. Except for the mean part. He's mean on the field, but with us, he's just a fun-loving guy.
Who's the better dancer of the two? Or can you even say the one's better dancer?
It'll probably be Gabe, because he'll drop down into the splits in the middle of his dance routine.
So who helps him back up?
He doesn't need help back up. For a big guy, he's pretty limber. He's going to go down, he's going to get right back up and continue.
Can you do that?
No. I can't do the splits.